The whole idea of a quota is something that you must hit.
When you are introducing targets, it doesn't mean that you won't hire white people or you will dismiss white people.
The Employment Equity Act was passed to address South Africa's history of racial inequality by promoting more representative workplaces. It was amended in January, and in April, the Labour Department published 2 sets of regulations. The regulations introduce 5-year targets for how many black people, women, and people with disabilities should be employed in different sectors of the economy, but not everyone is in favour of these targets.
We're challenging it in the court because if everyone agrees that the law has failed, to now try and add some nuts and bolts to it, well, it's not going to work. And if you're setting quotas, the entire business community are already reacting before it's actually come into force. They're already reacting saying, well, if that's the case, well, then I won't employ. I'll outsource, I'll mechanize, I'll computerize. I'll take my business into another country. When the economy is shrinking, you're not creating more jobs, and we've seen that every single quarter. So we've seen judges in the past always strike down quotas, and we're probably going to see it again. We've got to reflect the demographics of South Africa. Every business should reflect that eventually. But you can't reflect it if you're not growing. The whole idea of a quota is not a target, not something you must try and hit. A quota is something that you must hit. So my argument is simple, that if it's not a quota, then don't put the figures over there.
Yeah, we support the amendments to the Act because we are advocating for transformation in our labour markets. Section 15 makes the distinction clear between numerical goals for transformation and quotas. And it actually says that employment equity does not include quotas. There will be exemptions that takes into account the operational realities of businesses. Top management in South Africa, more than 2/3 are white individuals, even though those individuals only constitute 8% of our economically active population. When you are introducing targets, it doesn't mean that you won't hire white people or you will dismiss white people. For the past 27 years or so since this legislation have been in place, companies were left to their own devices. The failure now to promote people, to create talent pipelines, to upskill people, to be able to move up the occupational ranks is not the failure of the legislation itself, it's the failure of laissez-faire when companies are left to their own devices.